Bulk editing products in Shopify can save you hours of work, especially if you have large collections. In this video, I'm going to show you how to bulk edit your products step by step, and I'm going to share some simple tips so that you don't run into the most common mistakes that people make. Let's take a second and go over to my computer. All right, like always, we're dropped on the Shopify dashboard, and we're gonna go and bulk edit some photos, or bulk edit some products, as you were. Now, in this store demo, I don't have a huge collection of products in here. I have a couple. The techniques that I'm gonna show you work for these, no matter the size of your collection. So, if you want to go and edit all of your products, right? You wanna go and create, you wanna make a change to every single one of them. The easiest way to do it is click on the checkbox in the top left-hand corner, and it's going to select them. Now, if you only have 50 on a page, you want to hit this drop-down menu, and there'll be a new option in here which says select all products in your store, and that will go and select all of them. You then can hit the bulk editor tool, and this is going to bring you up a spreadsheet-like experience. So you'll have your product titles, you'll have your status, your categories, your vendors, your prices, and your availability. Now you can scroll horizontally to get more fields, okay? Or more columns. You can go and change those columns. You can go and add whatever you like into those columns by clicking on them. And if not all the columns show up, you can go and add additional columns in here. This is a huge upgrade since the last time I made this video. Having the ability to add additional columns in here is really, really helpful, especially now that it supports meta fields, because sometimes updating meta fields across your products can be really, really time consuming. So you can go in, add your products in there. Now, one of the big benefits to using this way of updating is, say I wanted to go and change the pricing. Say I'm going to change the pricing of all of my products to $50. I can click on this little guy in the right-hand corner, and I can drag it down and update all the products in one shot. Now, keep in mind, just by going and making those changes, they haven't been saved yet. You do have to hit the save button in the right-hand corner to go apply those changes. When you go and do that, you'll notice a little indicator that comes up. So I'll hit save. Few errors. Okay, got it. That was the one I added in before. Sorry. All right, we'll hit save here. And it'll show a little check mark indicator as you go down through the items. It also has error correcting, as you saw. So I had added something in there that did not belong on that particular product, and it wouldn't let me save it. So it prevents you from making any of those mistakes. I'm sure you're looking at this and you're like, yeah, Jody, I get that. That is totally, I know how to go and do that. But what if you want to go and only select a certain amount of your products inside of Shopify, and you can't seem to get them to show up under these small options, vendor, tag, status, or it's not underneath the filter? Well, I'm going to show you a little bit of a hack that I always use in order to give a list of products in the search to make it easier for me to go and bulk edit them. And it's using a working collection. So what is a working collection? Well, if you go over the products and you go to collection, and I go and add a collection, I can go and add a working collection. Okay? Now, this working collection, it doesn't need to be published on any sales channels. It can be just I'm going to go in and I'm actually going to deselect all, because it's only ever going to be used internally for me to go and do these kind of searches. So the next thing I can go and do, and I can either go and add them. Oh, sorry, my mistake. We're going to make this a smart collection. So one thing about Shopify is once you create a collection, you can't go back and change its type. You have to go delete it and start again. So we're going to go add collection. We're going to go working collection. Working collection. Okay, jeez. Collection. There we go. Oh, and that's spelled working wrong too. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to go and make it a smart collection. Okay. We're going to make the sales channels. We're going to deselect all of them. We haven't yet saved it. We're going to hit done. And then we can go in and set our conditions. And what I like about this is it allows you to have access to things that you don't have on the regular search page. For example, meta fields. So if I have a specific type of product, I want to go and edit all the ones that have a specific meta field, I can go in and create a collection that has a meta field attached to it. So say, for example, I'm going to do the neckline that is equal to V-neck and hit save. Okay, so it's going to go and it's going to pull up any product that has that current meta field in it. Now, here's where the hack comes in. So if you go to products and you want to go and search from the products that are in that collection, you go to the search filter on the right, and then you go add search, and here's where you go. You go to collection, and then you go and select that working collection. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring up all of the products that are in that working collection. So now you can go and hit select, and now you can use the bulk editor tool to edit the items that are in that collection. I realize it's a little bit of a workaround, but trust me, this is a super easy way in order to edit your collections on platform inside of Shopify. It's one of the tricks that I use constantly from day to day. Okay, so now let's say you don't want to go and do that. Maybe you want to do it offline. Maybe you want to go and make the edits while you're on an airplane that doesn't have Wi-Fi, that sort of thing. So if that is true, you can always export the products. So you can go to the top right-hand corner. You can hit export. You can go either all your products, your current page, so just the ones that are on the page, the selected products, the ones that I've checked off, or you can do all of the products in your search. So this is another way, if you want to export the products that are just included in a collection, you can also go and do that. So you can go and create the working collection, go and create a search from that collection, and then export those products specifically from that collection. You can hit export, and then you can go and make your changes and re-import the CSV back into Shopify. Now, if you're going to go that route, I want to caution you against some stuff. The CSV importer inside of Shopify is a low priority service, which means that if Shopify is getting hammered with a bunch of traffic, maybe there's a big sale going on, even on another store, they are going to deprioritize the CSV imports. And so you might be wanting to import the products just before you go and do a sale. And you go to import it, and then the whole system is starting to get hammered with a lot of traffic. Your import might go from what used to take 2 or 3 minutes to taking 4 or 5 hours because Shopify has deprioritized that service. Now, it makes sense. Shopify has to prioritize certain services depending on, load balancing and all that sort of stuff. CSV is the last thing that they are going to prioritize. So if you're doing this middle of the night, maybe you're going to have a better option. But I don't recommend doing any CSV imports if you can avoid it. It's always better to use the bulk editor tool because that's happening directly on platform and that is prioritized. And that's how you bulk edit products in Shopify without wasting hours clicking through each one. Remember, you do want to save often. You want to use the bulk editor tool for everyday changes and only use spreadsheets when you're working with massive catalogs and you need to go and do some complex Excel functions in order to make them change and update. If you'd like a deeper understanding of Shopify, you should definitely check out my second channel, where I break things down in way more detail. Also, don't forget, you should join my free community, where I share tips, answers to questions, and help you level up your store. You can get to that community by going to expertbymonday.com/community. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.